Alright, today I'm going to make a little video. It's going to be the cheapest gauges that you could do for an LS swap. This will work for just about any swap, but I have a couple LS swap vehicles. This truck and that car, so this is going to be the easiest way to do it for those vehicles. First thing you're going to need, peeling a sticker off here, is one of these. Alright, here's the adapter I use. I got it off Amazon for like $15. You can literally get any brand Wi-Fi or Bluetooth adapter. I think this program here in the App Store works for Android devices. This doesn't work for Apple devices. So let me just change the profile here. No, wrong car. Studebaker. And this works for all. Take any Android devices. I'm going to use this because the phone that's actually in the Studebaker that I'm going to show you, this pickup truck, is a little laggy. This tablet works a little bit better. So first we're going to take this with us, and these are the easiest gauges possible to do. Before I get too wrapped up into showing you my my truck and the gauges here, I'm just going to show you this. And this is my car. I mean, we got temperature, oil pressure, the wideband, fuel gauge, amp, and tach. Each of these gauges roughly cost somewhere between $30 to $50. So you could just do the math. Tach is generally a little bit more money. So this costs a little bit more money. Running the wires to the sensors, the actual, sometimes you need to spend more money for like you buy the oil pressure gauge, but then you need the adapter to go to the truck side or the car motor or whatever you're putting in it. We could exclude the wideband because if you're doing like a high performance build, you're going to want one of those anyways. Fuel gauge, I have one of those in that truck too. I didn't have it wired into the thing, but those are cheap enough. But I'm missing gauges here. I mean, speedometer. There's other gauges in this car. I wish I had. What's good about this method I'm going to show you, anything the factory computer can view on a motor, what you want to see on the actual screen, and you can pick out your own cluster, kind of how you want to put it. If you want to put your tach here or there, I'll show you that. So first we're going to plug in the OBD2 adapter. I have it just sitting in here. And you see in here, I have some switches. The only gauge is fuel gauge. And then this phone's roughly 8 years old. So it's a little laggy when you give it gas, and the RPMs are a little laggy, but it works. And this is just a cruiser, not anything special. So it works way better when you have. So we'll turn that. We'll get a connection. So we'll exit the app. And this is really easy to use. Once this lights up here, you'll be able to connect to it, and this will be able to see all your gauges, and then I'll start the truck. Okay, that took a couple seconds to connect. What's good about this is you can monitor anything the factory computer can see. You can check fault codes, see if there's any engine codes, which I know this truck doesn't throw any. You have real-time information gauge. This is just a preset. Got revs, throttle position, fuel rail pressure, anything that the computer could see, trans temperature. See, it's pretty cold in my shop, so that's the actual temperature in the coolant. Pretty cold. So let me try and start this. So, everything on this dash is configurable. You can move everything on the dash the way you want it. You could check from different sensors. These are just what I want to see. You could literally put anything. I use this app for monitoring each injector on my Duramax. I use this to check codes on all my vehicles. I use it for just about everything. It's not 100%, it's not a race pack, and I don't want to spend race pack money, nor does anybody else. But it is, almost everybody has a cheap used Android phone laying around. I had that phone from high school actually, and that's in the truck, and it just monitors everything. I think I'm going to go back to a stock computer in this car, and I'm probably going to get a different monitor for it. I'm not sure, maybe I'll use a phone, maybe I'll use a small tablet, but that's mostly what I'll be using for that car too. I don't like the analog gauges. I feel like they just cost too much money for what they are. I would recommend the Edge Insight gauges. I mean, race packs, they're really expensive. Edge Insight, I think, just the monitor itself, most of the diesel truck guys use them as monitors for everything, plus they come preloaded with tunes. The cheaper version is just a monitor, and you can put that in the car, and it's kind of like a baby race pack, or similar to what Holley will give you if you order their EFI kit. So it's kind of like a GPS looking thing, and it's $400, but I mean, it works. If I was going to build this truck or sell to somebody, I'd probably use it as more of a permanent solution. It's anything working over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi is going to have a little bit of a lag to it. Newer devices usually will help with that. A better adapter will help with that. But anything with the cable is going to be right on. So that's why the Edge Insight is a little bit better. For this truck, it doesn't matter. If I was going to do it to this car, I would have an analog tach. One, because I already have it, and that's really the only gauge I ever look at besides the fuel gauge. But if you just want to monitor trans temp and stuff like that, it works. I watched the coolant temperature in this truck when I was bleeding the system, and when I wired the electric fans in, and I watched the two stages come on and off. Fan kicks on at 200, turns off at 197 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. It works great. That's what I would recommend. And you have working gauges that monitor everything else. I mean, the amount of stuff that you can monitor with this, and is way more than the gauges you're gonna analog gauges that you're gonna put in the car. These work. All you have to do is be able to wire in the OBD2 port to your swap. If you could wire in the swap into your vehicle, which is very easy, you could wire in an OBD2 port and make this all work for you. So that's how I do gauges. Okay, so if you like this video, like it. If you have a question, comment, ask me a question. I'll do my best to answer everything I can. And if you could, please subscribe to this channel. Maybe I could do more of these videos if you like them. Maybe I can give you some other tips and tricks along the way. But thank you. Like, comment, subscribe.